Right, everybody's getting admitted. Barb.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, beautiful cat.
That's a beautiful shot of you.
Who's that?
Pretty cat.
Wow, that is a nice cat.
A 21-year-old cat.
Oh my
Really?
gosh.
Wow.
They do live a long time. We've had them.
Never had one past 18.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I don't know that we have either. You're right, but they've been old.
Right now, we've got 3 that have got some kind of crazy illnesses.
Well, Maxim has become allergic to cats in the past decades or so. So we don't have cats anymore.
Don't let him see the soon.
So Christy, he developed that as he got older. He wasn't always allergic to cats.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I've known other people who've had that too. My boss at work had cats forever, and then became. And when I met her, she was like 35, and she had several cats at her apartment, and yeah, she became allergic. She's highly allergic to cats.
Yeah.
Max is too. When it was showing houses, if you go in a house that had cats, it was very hard to show that.
Yeah, Tom's only allergic to some cats.
Some cats,
Really?
some dogs, not
Yeah.
all.
Crazy.
But I'm definitely allergic to horses.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Are you really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, horses.
I've never known anyone allergic to horses.
He found that out, Christy, when he came to watch me at the 4-H horse show.
Yeah, when you were a kid, when you were
Yeah.
yeah,
And he about died.
a young kid. Right. Exactly. Huh.
Now, wait a minute, who's
never-
Barb?
I've been
Yes.
horses all the time. Never knew anyone could be allergic to them. I just
She's got her video off.
Yes, I'm here.
Put
Can
your
you turn your video on?
I think I am.
Well, it says that you don't have your video on.
Okay, my husband will have to come help me.
I always just keep pushing buttons.
She is.
Yeah.
Is it on now?
Yeah.
it's on
you're
now.
on now.
There you go.
Okay.
Barbie Brown.
Hi there.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
That's me.
Fantastic.
Well, I
Thank you.
watched the rerun of this probably every month since you've been doing it, but I always forget to come online. And so my
Okay.
husband reminded me and he hooked me all up because I can't see to do that now. So
Oh,
here I
boy.
am.
Well, then we need to thank him.
Yeah.
No, he's gone away. He's run away already.
Either way, these old people, right?
Yeah. Well,
He wanted to
Barb,
meet you. Here he comes.
now what's what's his name?
This is Jerry.
Hi,
Hi,
Jerry.
Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Thanks for reminding her to get on today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if it's not too much of an imposition, we would like for you to do that every month. Remind her.
Well, I've asked her several times, but anyway, I'll keep on doing it.
Okay, thanks a lot,
We
Jerry. Nice
control
to
your
meet you.
schedule now.
Okay,
That's
bye.
nice.
So, Barb, since you've
Yes.
not been on before, can you tell
No.
us a little bit about what's been going on with your life and how did you meet Jerry and when did you guys get married and all that stuff?
Oh my goodness.
And I hate to sound I'm so out of it, but honest to God, Barb, I can't remember your maiden name.
Brown.
Which
Barbie
Barb?
Brown.
Brown.
Barb-
It
Barbie
was
Brown.
It was
Thank you.
Barbara.
Yeah.
Okay, I
I
just,
was little Barbie Brown.
little Barbie Brown. Okay, nice to see you.
Well, we've been married 28 years now, and we met in Fremont, Indiana.
No.
I had a house on Lake George that I had turned from a summer cottage into a year-round house, and I was working over there then. I was executive assistant to the president of Tri-State University, which is now Trine University.
Cool.
And we had mutual friends that introduced us, and we were kind of, once we
Barb,
met.
did you live on Southwest F Street?
No, I lived on College Avenue.
I did.
College
Bob.
Avenue. I knew you were a West Sider from somewhere.
Yeah, I was a West Sider,
A West Sider, okay.
definitely. So
Yeah.
once we met, we kind of worked together every day since. So in 1999, we both kind of retired and we got a fifth wheel and we sold our house and everything in it and took off and lived in our fifth wheel for 5 years.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Gotcha.
Ah,
God,
What a
that's some
story.
fun, man.
We traveled all over the United States and Alaska and we missed South Carolina and Nebraska somehow. Well, I think
Now,
we know
now,
how
why
we
is
missed South Carolina, but people have told us we didn't really miss anything by not going through Nebraska.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you
Oh,
missed-
yeah, be careful, David
I've
Harrell.
never been there, so I don't know.
Easy
But-
now.
But we
What is
loved
a-
that. That was a
Why is
wonderful
it
life.
called a fifth wheel? Tell me.
A fifth wheel hooks
kind
up to a truck, the back of a truck. It
Okay,
has like a, a nose out the front of it. You see them going down the road all the time.
okay, that's,
And
You sleep up over the bed.
exactly,
I mean, up over the.
that's where the
that part
bedroom
that-
is.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were on the road, Barb, this is Karen Alexander.
Yeah, hi Karen.
Just remember her name.
Karen Alexander, you talk.
Oh,
Anyway, we were on the road full time for 6 years.
Yeah, we
wow,
did,
Yeah.
we did it for 5.
wow, that's amazing, you guys.
It's a wonderful life.
It
It's
is.
like we get, we saw practically everything, it seems like, and we were kind of into national parks, of course, and also lighthouses. And
Ours was capitals. We went
Oh,
to all the
okay.
capitals.
yeah,
Oh, good.
hmm.
plus we went
Except
through a
Alaska.
state. We had a map that we would put a sticker on if we went through the state, and we had a rule that you had to stay overnight and you had to do some kind of sightseeing to count it as a state that you'd seen.
Okay,
You couldn't just drive through and
Go
count
through.
it. So every state has beautiful places and wonderful things to see. And
pass through, right?
RVers are by and large really nice people. There are a few grumpy people out there, but pretty much they're friendly and anxious to meet people, and we had
Where
a great
spend your
time
Where did you spend your winters with your RV?
in Phoenix. Surprise, actually, Surprise is northwest suburb of Phoenix.
Okay.
And then
Surprise. Oh,
when we
yeah.
quit RVing, we moved there and had a house for several
Okay.
years. Now we're in Tennessee. We've been here 6 years. And
now where in Tennessee are you? Near what?
we're near Knoxville,
Okay, yeah.
little
Nice
Country there.
southwest of Knoxville, about 30 minutes. But I'd go back to Arizona in a minute, but he likes it here. And we have kids here and grandkids and great grandkids. So
There you
Oh,
go.
and
That's good.
you're close to
trouble
all.
is, I mean, they have their own lives. You don't see them very often. But when we were in Arizona, we said, well, we'll go out there and then we'll see the kids more often. Well, I don't think we see them that much more often, but we do have, Jerry has a son and 3 grandchildren in northern Indiana, up in Fremont, north of Angola, where
Oh,
we
yeah,
met.
no, right where that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have a granddaughter in Fishers, so we do get up to Indiana pretty often to see them.
Good.
Will you be coming on the 23rd to visit? We have an RHS class luncheon.
No, I don't think I am, but I wish I were. We'll be in Indiana a couple of times in July and August for family reunions and stuff like that, but I don't think we'll be there on the 23rd, but we'll have to check it.
Well,
But you know, the following year will be our 60th.
Right.
Yeah.
Hard to
Yeah.
say.
Because
Right.
Max's 60th, of course, is this year, and it's like, huh,
Right.
believe
Did
it.
that get canceled or something? I
What?
noticed
It did,
with
but
Joe Bivens that it got canceled.
it
No,
did,
Max-
but then they,
Max just-
yeah, and then they canceled it, and then they had so many requests that they have it.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
Max
they're
got
having
all
it.
about it
Yeah.
just last,
Mhm.
Max got notified about it just last week, and I'll be out of town with some college girlfriends, and Jane, our friend, our mutual friend from high school, Jane Harlan, we're leaving on that same day that you guys are gonna have their 60th, just to go up to visit sorority sister in Pennsylvania, Joe. But Max is planning on coming to that one. He had just heard about it.
Do we have the date for that one, for the 60th?
16th.
Oh,
Not for us.
Yes, when, we can talk about it. I'll talk
Okay,
about it in a little
sorry.
bit. Because we you know, after the last call, everybody says, hey, Tom, you better get your ass in gear. You know, we won't even have a place to meet for our 60th. So I'll actually be in Richmond on Monday. And several of us, Sandy,
I don't know if you can see this or not. Here's his list here.
Vicky, Jean isn't on today.
Here she
Jean.
is. Jean's
Or-
here.
oh, there's
She
Jean.
just got
Jean.
on.
Jean. Jane Harlan. Christy is talking about Jane while she's there, and they're going to be going up to see that sorority sister. She's going to get with us also on Monday, and we're going to just begin the process of starting to figure out what we'll do for the 60th. But we have chosen a date.
Oh,
So if you
good.
want to mark it down, it will be, hang on, where
You
is
can't
it?
hang it on.
Hang on.
It's 11th.
11th, 12th, and 13th that weekend, August 11th, 12th, August 11th, 12th, and 13th is the Sunday. And I don't know if we'll have a Sunday brunch or not, but I don't know if you guys remember, but when we did the 55th, and we went ahead and had a Sunday brunch out at Forest Hills, and only about, I don't know, maybe 8 of us.
Oh, wait, maybe.
Tom, were you and Betsy there on that day? No, I don't think you were. Well, anyway,
No.
Larry Kane
I
was
was-
there.
I was.
Yeah, and Larry Kane
Oh,
told 2 of the most amazing stories, and I just felt so bad. I wish that everybody could have been there to hear those stories.
Yeah, we should have videoed him. If
About,
we'd have thought
yeah,
about it.
but you know, the story about how he eventually met the people who owned Tabasco, you know, the Tabasco sauce. And then also when he was in the military and he was traveling around with the president.
oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
So those 2 fantastic stories, and those few of us who went to that Sunday brunch, we lucked out. It was really cool.
Sure, that sounds
Well,
like it.
worthwhile.
But anyway, so everybody can start to put that down, but I'll put something out on the email that does go to about 122 people. And I know those are all good email addresses. And I'll get that out probably when we send out the recording next week, and alert everybody to mark their calendars then. And then of course, we'll do more stuff as we go along over the year. But the main thing I wanted to do was be sure, since we started talking about, thank you, Karen, for bringing that up, the luncheon, I'll start bugging everybody to give me an RSVP as to whether they will be there or not, so that I can give Frank Alter's daughter a pretty good number so that she can plan accordingly for the amount of food that she'll need to have.
That's
Oh,
July
is it a
23rd.
Friday or a Saturday?
That's on Saturday, July.
Saturday afternoon.
Friday.
No, Saturday,
Yeah.
Talked about
Saturday,
the 22nd
July
one time, which is
23rd.
that Friday.
Yeah, Saturday,
Okay,
July
yeah.
23rd from 11:30 to 2:30.
Yeah, I think we had
30
talked
to
about maybe
30.
Friday when it was early, yeah, okay.
So anyway, I interrupted you, Barb, so keep talking.
No, you didn't interrupt me. I think that's all I have to say.
Well, let's see. Okay, now there must be, some of us must have questions for Barb. Dave Harold, if nothing else, you need to
what's
step
your name?
up and stick up for your state that you're living in.
Yeah,
Beautiful state.
she missed it.
She missed it.
Where do you live?
Dave Harold, she's wanting to know where you live.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, okay. Well, we were headed to South Carolina, and then my mother-in-law got sick, and we were in Florida at the time, so we kind of cut the angle and missed South Carolina going back to Indiana, and we never got back there. But I know South Carolina is a beautiful place. I have a lot of friends who live there.
Charleston's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
Now, anybody have any questions for Barb?
How many children did you have, Barb?
I have 2 sons. I have a son who lives in Peoria, Arizona, And my other son has passed away.
Gosh.
Gosh, I'm sorry. That's terrible.
Are there
You
any
know, terribly
grandchildren?
sad.
I have one granddaughter who lives in Fishers,
Okay.
and she's 8.
Eight.
She's 8 years old.
8.
She was born at 24 weeks.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
She weighed 1 pound, 1 ounce at birth.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
She was in the hospital for 5 months, and she is absolutely perfect. She has nothing the matter with her.
Wow.
Very often those real preemies have brain damage or
Right.
things that never develop.
Right.
The only thing that didn't develop on her was as she began to get her baby teeth, she began getting a lot of cavities, and that's pretty unusual in baby teeth. And they discovered that she didn't have any enamel on her baby teeth.
Oh my
That she
Really?
was
I had a
born
grand- I had a
before the
granddaughter like that,
enamel
too. I
formed,
had a- that's funny, I had a
and
granddaughter
so they had to put not cavity,
Silver or
they put
Polyurethane type thing, yeah.
something on all of her teeth to save them. Now her big teeth are coming in and they're perfectly fine.
Mhm.
Wow.
She's the joy of our lives. She's
That's wonderful.
Did they have her at Riley Farm?
no, she was in St. Vincent's.
Okay.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they have a NICU center
Yeah.
there, and she was there for 5 months, and
Wow.
until I don't remember how big she was when she got home. She wasn't very big. She was fed through her stomach until she was about 1.5 years old. And
Oh my God.
when she got hungry, she would
Wow.
pull up her dress and point to her tummy that she,
Oh, how cute.
but she didn't know how to swallow.
Me.
That's something you have to learn, I guess. And she didn't,
Mhm.
that's something you're not born with, or you are if you're
It's
term, but
at the
she
latest
knew how to
stage,
do that.
swallowing is one of the last things they learn to do is to
Is that
swallow.
right? Yeah.
We have 2 little boys at our church, one weighed under a pound and one weighed a little over a pound, and they were
Yeah.
both St. Vincent's NICU. But they're
Yeah.
fine now, but they say that's one of the last things they learn.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, my daughter-in-law says she was the size of a kitten, just could sit in
Oh,
your
yeah.
hand.
Little.
Just,
Oh.
you think
Oh
of
my
something that
God.
weighs a pound, that she was pretty little. So,
And she, okay, wow.
oh,
That's,
she's,
My husband's cousin had, see, she was a pound, I think, and she came very early. And she had I think a stoma or something for a long, long time. And they didn't even think she'd make it. But by gosh, she's doing well.
good.
oh,
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
She's in Fishers. She lives in Fishers. That's,
Yeah.
how old is, Sandy, how old is she?
let me see now, she must be around 6
Okay.
by now, 6. And she's just doing so well. We did not think she would.
Wonderful.
No.
Well, Mia is a little slow in things like running and catching up with people, and she's always the last one, if she's in a running race, but her coordination has been slow to develop, and she's quite small, but she's growing, and the doctors, said she'll grow. She may end up to be small, but she's growing, and she's fine, and she's happy, and she's smart as a whip. But
Wow. That's
so she's just perfect.
Well, if
Grandmother can't ask for anything more.
Nope, that's right.
if she's smart, Barb, then she got those genes from you.
Well, she got some from her father and some from her mother. I know that. They're both smart. And I'll take some credit for his.
All right, there you go.
Humbly, she says, huh, Barb?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, so you guys, I sent, when I sent this reminder out yesterday, Bob Van Pelt, I think you need to come clean on us, buddy. What the heck are you doing here, man?
Writing a book.
all those,
It's fantastic.
yeah, all those Facebook posts are really cool. So what got the burr in your bonnet, and what's going on?
Well, thank you, Tommy. One, I have a lot of time and I have a computer sitting in front of me
There you go.
at the nursing home, and I'm killing time. But one of the things that you and some friends of mine have talked to us about for a long time I know Mike Sonsini and Tom Kinder and several of us have said, we really need to write some of this stuff down before
Yep.
it all goes away.
That's right.
So I took the initiative with a buddy of mine who's used to work at the Palladium Item named Mike Bennett. And Mike Bennett, some of you may recall, came to take Mike Lepresti's place at the Palladium Item.
Oh, sure.
Mike and I became friends, and Mike is an author of some renown with 2 or 3 books that have had some sequence about Indiana basketball and about coaches and that kind of thing. So Mike and I started talking on the phone, and he'd come by and visit every now and then, and we just sit around and chat like you and I do, Tom, or Tom Kinder and I do, or whoever. And so we started some of this stuff, I want to say maybe last year. Just talking about some of the memories that I had about being a kid in Richmond, Indiana, and some of the stories that I could relate to that I know you guys are all part of sometime or another. And so I decided a few months ago that rather than Mike and I chatting, I'd share that on Facebook, and then he could pull out what he wants if we ever do anything as far as an ebook or something like that. Been a great exercise for me, quite honestly, guys, and it's been a lot of fun. And some of that stuff, I don't know if anybody ever knew some of that stuff that I've shared, over the last few articles and stuff, but got some more in the veins to do. And I do one that's pretty extensive about my father being one of 13 children here pretty shortly, I think. So that may be next up or the following one after something else I'm going to do about Bo and I, that kind of thing. But no, thank you, Tom.
Yeah, well, keep doing them, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And if we,
Great stories.
yeah, and if
I
we,
really have enjoyed them, and I do think you
Me
should
too.
write a book. And while we're on that, may I ask a question of you, Tom, and Diane? Do you still want the Leave It to Beaver book?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dwayne's
I'm
really
checking because Dwayne's getting requests and he's down to, again.
Sandy,
very-
Sandy, Dwayne did send a thing to me and I said, yes, I would like one and I'd like you to bring it to our.
Okay, yes, I'll do that. I'm gonna do that, but he
Well,
just wanted to make sure because he's getting.
I
so-
sent a check and I expected to get it at the reunion also.
Okay, great.
I did not send a check. I'll give you the 20th reunion.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Is that okay?
Oh,
And-
fine.
And
Perfect.
Sandy, I expect to see mine on Monday.
Okay, you'll have it.
And tell Dwayne I'll have his $100 for him.
He doesn't
charged
need
me
that much.
more.
He did charge you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm so well, I'm not disappointed. I'm glad to hear that you guys or that he and his class are finally having that reunion. But boy, I was looking forward to giving him a bunch of grief today because he's always talking about how his class is better than our class. And I'm thinking, well, if your class can't even have a 60th reunion, there's got to be something wrong.
I
gotta
think
tell you
people
guys,
just didn't-
Max was in his class and Max really likes our class reunions better than his own class reunion.
Well, of course.
He goes to, we go to both, but it's like, no, the reunions are more informal here and just very, very nice. Just very, very nice.
Yeah.
They were just having trouble getting anybody to say that they would come. And so they canceled it. And then, of course, I started hearing from everyone. And then
But I
they,
wonder how but Max never got a thing about that even to be able to respond that he wanted to come until he just heard about it. So I don't know who all they responded to get them to come and then decided no one responded. But Max
Joellen. So I don't really, other than Joelle and Petrie. So I
would think they didn't do quite the great job of hitting everybody. Max was in that class.
You have how many, Dwayne?
40 classmates.
40, only 40 or 40 are coming right now.
Well, Max is coming.
Classmates, Sandy.
Oh, classmates, excuse me. And their spouses or friends.
Or whoever.
Yeah, whoever.
Now, when is that one? That's for the class that graduated in 62?
Yes.
Yes.
And what,
July the 16th.
July,
That's-
16th.
July the 16th.
My sister was in that class and also, but yeah. I wonder if Dwayne, Sandy, I think you and I talked, you might have known my sister Sandy Alexander. I
Oh,
don't
yes.
know.
Yes.
She just
Yes.
lost her husband. Her husband just
Oh.
passed away June
Thanks,
9th.
Carl.
Yeah, so, but I would tell her about this reunion, but she won't be able to make
No.
that
Oh,
one,
I'm sorry.
obviously. Yeah, that's fine. I just know that there are a couple of you that would have known her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew her. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so Sandy, so their reunion then is next Saturday.
Right.
Right.
That's why,
Wow.
that, yeah.
Okay,
why
so
they-
I guess we know what you'll be doing next Saturday.
Yeah.
That's right.
And the Saturday after too.
Hey, Tom.
I was thinking,
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I told you,
Yeah,
I
the
told
Saturday
you
after
this,
hours, right.
excuse me, Tom, I told you this before, but Charlie Hilton said the class of 62 was the best to ever go through Richmond High School. But that was before your class went through.
Right.
So
That's right.
just so you know that.
Oh, right.
That might have
Thank you,
been track
Dwayne.
athletes in Russell.
Thank you,
Dwayne.
Dwayne. You love it, man.
Tom might have been track athletes and wrestlers, not the sports that counted.
I think that's right, Bob.
Yeah, Dwayne, we'll adopt you, Dwayne.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Adopted Tuesday, we
Oh,
We'll
adopted him.
adopt you. We
He knows a
adopted
lot of
Tom
people in our
Kinder.
class, too, just like we know a lot of people in this class.
Yeah,
I
I've been
thought
in
him-
both those classes. I like the 63ers better.
There you go.
Of
Oh,
course.
TK.
He didn't get any information about this reunion next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
No?
You know what, Betsy, though? I think the class of 62 thinks that he's in the class of 63.
yeah.
So that-
I thought he was.
Well, Max hadn't heard either though, and they know he's in a class of 62. I mean, you guys all knew Max was,
Yeah.
the 62 class knew Max, and he didn't hear anything.
That's-
So
yeah.
it was kind of like.
I think Joellen is in charge of it.
I haven't heard from you, I haven't heard from you, you better.
I don't know.
Let's blame Joe Allen. Let's just
Well,
blame.
we're gonna blame her.
Well,
But
Let's
she
blame.
has had to be fair.
With
She's
Dwayne, that's
had,
a proof in point that 63 is better than 62.
Next
Hey,
week.
Bob,
Quit fighting.
Did the
Bob,
class of 62 get canceled?
no, they said that after they canceled it, everybody finally woke up and decided maybe they should come to their class reunion. So now they're having
Oh,
next
okay, 'cause
Saturday.
I heard it got canceled.
Yeah.
So,
So,
but I don't think any people are coming from out of town. I know that Dave Bullard is. I think he's in
Oh.
Florida. But I don't know. No, not. What?
Florida.
Oh, okay. Dwayne tells me half of them are from out of town, but that could be Indianapolis or,
Or Dayton, or the Dayton
or
area, like.
Dayton or, yeah, any- I'm talking about really far
way out
away.
of town.
I understand that.
hey, tell Dwayne, seriously, tell Dwayne that we hope that they'll take a picture. I'd like to see a picture of that class, the ones that show up.
Mhm.
Well, I'm sure they will.
Ask him if Carl Flatley's showing up. Is Carl Flatley going to be there?
Dwayne, is Carl coming? No,
Okay.
he can't come. I think he's on a mission of writing his recumbent bike or something.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
People cancel because of the airfare.
Got his new
Oh,
bike,
air-
I can't think.
They canceled because of the airfare.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Oh, well, that's.
So expensive.
That makes sense.
Okay.
It's expensive.
Okay. Now, Bob Van Pelt,
Yes, Tom.
Yeah.
you recently had a birthday, didn't you?
Yes, sir, 77.
Bless you.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh-huh.
younger than. a lot
Good
of
for
people
joining the
present.
club. We're glad to have you.
Yes.
The
I
77
am
club.
younger than a lot of these folks on that 17. June 26th, Tom, was my day.
Yes. So we
Mhm.
remember that from last year. So we want to know, did you have as good a birthday party this year as you had last year?
No, really negligent, Tom. It was really awful. The one thing that did happen a day or so after, my son came by on the way from Silvis, Iowa to Lexington, Kentucky, where he is this week. So I got to see Bo for about a day and a half, and we had our usual McDonald's breakfast before he took off for Lexington. They're under rain delay right there, right down there right now, but TK, you'll like this. They started in the rain.
Yeah.
And on number 1 and caught up with a tour official on number 2. And my daughter said, Dad, you would have been real proud of him because he had a lot of you in it when he was giving that official hell about ever starting a tournament in the rain to try to catch a TV window. So that's
Really?
and they're supposed to rain for a while, but they'll get back underway, and then tomorrow should be perfect. So
Yeah.
Well, I
They
sure
got a nice
enjoy
gallery down
following
there.
Bo, like I'm sure everybody else does. I love
Yes.
watching him when I can and following what he's doing, and was sorry that
Thank
he
you,
was
man.
off the tour for a while, but glad that he's back
Yeah.
at it and see he's doing well.
Barb, he was injured for 3.5 years, Barb, so that's why
Yeah.
he missed so much.
Yeah,
And then
Wow.
came back and, he's coming back, but it's a slow process.
sure.
Everything's going well. He's
In the rain.
playing well, but he had a horrible day with the putter yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. But
Yeah,
Get
those
back
last two
after-
holes.
been a wonderful journey for him, Barb.
I was gonna say too, not about Bo, but about Bob. One of my best memories of Richmond and high school and junior high is the parties that we had in Bob's basement or downstairs. Seems like it was every Friday or Saturday night. And it wasn't,
There were a
they weren't
few.
so much couples as we were just a whole bunch of friends. And we were in Bob's basement
all
seems
got
like
together.
every weekend, and we had the best time. I have the best memories of that.
Oh, that's
My
nice.
mother and father enjoyed that as much as anything with their
Really?
own. I'm not kidding you. Yeah, it's really.
I
Well,
think
then-
it was pretty much
really
all
good
West
about
Siders.
Our home being a welcoming home to a lot of people. Ron Siders was a neighbor a couple doors down, and there were just a bunch of us out of Joseph Moore Schoolyard that
Oh, yeah.
kind of hung out together growing up.
Yes.
Well,
yes,
so
we
Bob,
did.
if I don't think you've written about that yet, you need to make that one of your
Yeah.
deals. Just talk
Well-
about all the parties you'd have.
One of those things, Tom, that is one of my least known achievements. A guy named Rick Dahl sent a picture. He's got a bunch of pictures of Richmond athletics and stuff. Rick was a deputy sheriff here in town forever and a school official before he retired. Rick Dawes had a sister, my sister Ann and I. And Ann was in the class of 1961. And we were at the TAC room. And Janet Land is holding a sign by us that says Dance Champions.
Oh, wow.
And so there was something to me, Tom Porter, besides being an athlete.
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic. You
How
gotta
about
write
that?
all that. You gotta write that stuff up. And we're gonna be
And we went
reminding you
down-
every
I don't know
time.
if you guys remember this or not, but there were a couple teen shows in Cincinnati and Dayton on Saturday. They were
Yeah.
kind of a real bad spinoff of American Bandstand. And my sister Ann and I were on both of those shows in the dance contest on those shows. We never won anything, but we practiced a lot in the basement. That's where we got our moves.
Mhm.
Neat.
Yeah.
I
Bob Braun
remember
was probably the
went-
DJ for those.
Yeah, I bet.
We
That-
actually went to one of the Bob Braun shows. I think
Yeah.
it was maybe it was from the TAC Club, and it was in Cincinnati. And Jim
Exactly
Maley and
right,
Jim Maley and I
He
won a
came
dance.
to, he came to RHS once. I remember that.
So you guys
WLW in
won?
Cincinnati, wasn't it?
We
Yeah.
won. We won. It
You
was on
won?
television and everything. And it was
That's
really
fun.
fun. And also he died just recently. He was in the class behind us.
Okay.
Yeah, he died.
Ooh.
Who was that, Sandy?
Jim Maley. I don't know whether I dated him he was a junior and I was a senior. So during my senior year, I dated him and we had fun. We danced. He was a really good dancer. But I think he
He must
lived
have
in,
been, sure, he had someone else. So you must have been a good one too, or he wouldn't have been with you.
but anyway, we won one of those and it was fun.
That's so cool.
Mhm.
That's
So-
neat.
Dwayne didn't get mad at him or anything, did he? I mean,
We didn't even date. Dwayne and I didn't date in high school. So
oh,
Realize that you didn't
Don't
date at
worry.
all. Okay,
No.
nice.
well then how did he finally discover that he was in love with you, Sandy?
well, We worked together while we were in college. I was a junior, he was a senior in college, on the Hibbert playground. You know, when they used to have playgrounds and they'd have all the kids come and we had to direct that activity. And and we met then and we played tennis, and that's how we.
Oh.
So what year did you get married then?
67.
So when you graduated from college?
Right.
When you graduated from college?
June the 10th.
Because that's when, and we were June 24th, 67. So yeah.
Interesting.
He had taught a year by then, but yeah.
So, Judy, I know you're muted, so we haven't seen you in a while. So bring us up to date. What have you been doing?
Mute there. Just summer stuff, you know.
Oh, tell about your neat family vacation you just had. That's so special.
Yeah, this is home inspired, Indiana inspired. You know, everybody there, I think, knows about Lake James, and many of us went up to Lake James every summer for a little period of time. Well, when my little families were growing up, I thought that was the ideal vacation. We did nothing. We just made up games. So there's a little lake near here, south of the big Lake Champlain, called Lake Dunmore. So about 12 years ago, I just drove around. We'd rented a place on Champlain that was awful. And I drove around, just luck of the Indiana luck, in and out of coves. And I found this old farmhouse, old red farmhouse on a peninsula. And there was a guy out in somebody's yard. And I said, you know who owns that place? Yeah, so-and-so. Does he ever rent it? Oh, yeah. So I got his name and called him, and we've rented it for 12 years now.
Oh,
and
wow.
The boys think it's their lake house, but we pay no taxes, make no improvement. We rent it for a week. So we've gone every week for 12 years to Little Lake Dunmore. And it's still, when the kids get there, even though one is now 14 and too tall, his feet stick through the wooden bunks, and he's going to have to sleep in a tent next year. Nobody would leave. We can't get another one. We can't add any. Everybody loves it. And there are 2 piers and a floating dock. And so all day long, from 8 in the morning till 8 at night, the kids are in the water. You remember that? Just swim. It was, I don't know. I mean, they played games. Like a little kitten came to visit us. And all the next day they were making a movie about Where's Rocky was his name. Where's Rocky? And they'd row the boat out and put a little note on a lily pad. Not here. And then they put it on we put a little stuff.
That's
like
great.
that.
TikTok, right? Yeah.
Well, and your granddaughter is what age?
She's 8.
Yeah, she's really into with those, and those boys have always been so nice to her.
Oh yeah, and they're 12, just turned 12 and 14. Yeah. But no, they're really it. And when they're there, it's just a family. We eat. The kids cook now. I did it all in the beginning and all the dishes because they had little kids. So I would leave the lake just exhausted. Now they bring me my coffee and they bring me in bed at night. You know, they've grown up and they're good kids. So somebody cooks. My husband and I cook the first night. We bring stuff, but after that, the kids figure it out. It's simple. So it's every time I'm there, I think about Lake James and how simple our lives were then, and that it's recreatable if you don't get fussy. You know, you don't cram too much stuff into a short period of time. Just make it simple. So yeah, I just got back from that, and I am so lonely. I'm so glad I got to get to do with you guys today. So it's just been stuff like that, riding my horse and hiking, and you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful summer. Like today is probably not even 70. I have an extra.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can see her on your
Nice.
porch.
Oh, I wish it were that here.
Yeah, no,
I would wish for 70. It's
I
a
know.
Me too. Yeah.
The nights have been 50s and the days have been 70s, and
perfect.
it's
Nice.
like breathtakingly beautiful. It's not always like that, you know.
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
But this summer is perfect. So Yeah, I've just been outdoors every weekend enjoying, and I see the kids a lot on the weekends. So that's been kind of it. So I'm sorry I've missed everybody, but it was you guys or them, and you know how it works out.
Yeah, that's okay. But we're glad to fill in now that they're gone or you're gone. So now you're back with us, and
Yeah,
we're
I've got my Richmond family. Yeah,
that's right.
for
That's
sure.
right.
Yeah.
So
So thanks, but it's been a really, really fun summer, and I missed the Zooms, but not as much as I would have missed them if I hadn't been with them.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
yeah. So David Harold, have you been sailing now finally?
Last weekend on the 2nd.
Well, tell us about that.
It was an awful experience.
Oh, no.
We got all the way out to Fort Sumter, which is probably 10 miles off the harbor. And our Genoa sail failed. It wouldn't unfurl.
Oh, my God.
Dear. What?
So it took us almost 6 hours to get back into Charleston.
Oh, my.
At
Oh,
2
my
knots.
My goodness.
Oh, long time.
Oh,
We
wow.
didn't finish the first race and we didn't even start the second race. It was a very hot, frustrating day.
Well, what caused that? You say you could not unfurl the sail.
Right.
What? So is it motorized?
No.
No, it's done with winches. The guy
Okay.
had the sail
Was
repaired,
that
but
a
when he put
packing
it
error,
back
Dave?
in, I think he didn't put it back in the mast correctly.
That was a packing error, yeah.
Yeah, packing
That's the
area.
only thing I could do, yeah.
So we got it out
Wow.
3 feet and that was it. I mean, the sail normally goes out past the mainsail, so
Yeah.
where you get most of your speed and tacking from. So
Right up, yeah.
we went irons 3 times, which is just dead in the water.
Oh,
Wow.
Were going by us. And I finally said,
Oh.
Richard, who runs the boat, I said, Richard, why don't you start the motor? We can't sit out here all day.
Yeah.
So disappointing day.
Well, that's too bad.
Tough, yeah. A lot of work wasted there on it.
Yeah.
But you had veterans out on the boat with you.
We had Dick and I had 4 veterans out with us.
So did they know how to sail? Did they really care? Or they were probably having a good time no matter what?
No, they weren't having a good time. They were
Oh,
sitting on top. They were sitting up on top trying to get the sail to unfurl.
Oh, my God.
And we were all just burning up. Nobody had any suntan stations. We ran out of water. It was horrible.
And
But
it
you're all-
got
I'm glad
matters
you're back.
went along, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Home safe. The boat's okay. It's like, oh.
Steam engine coming, right?
When you guys were talking about summer parties that are in Bob's basement, do you remember Jack Buckland?
Sure.
Well, he always had they had a pool. They lived out by Forest Hills on the Buckland farm.
Big
And
dairy
they had
farm,
a
yeah.
pool. So in the summer, at least the kids from Riley and stuff always went there for their summer parties.
Yeah.
And then Karen Thorman lived on Bachmeyer.
Yeah.
Her grandpa owned IRC&D. So
Yeah.
our winter parties were always in her basement.
Been to a few of those down there, Gene, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Karen.
So Gene, did you live near them? Did you live that?
I was a West Sider, but we went to Riley.
Okay.
See, our side of the street, I live on the,
West
on the
side.
side where Nettle Creek is now in the greenhouses. So our side of half of the street was county.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
really?
opposite side was
And
city.
the other half was city.
So they bussed us. There were 2 families, Lauren Vance and his sisters, Kitty and Nancy. And we lived on that side. So they bussed us. Mr. Thistlewaite came from over where on Indiana Avenue
Oh, my
and
God.
picked us up and took us to Riley. And then later Pleasant View. And across the street went to Westview and Dennis.
Okay. Interesting.
It is.
Do you
So-
remember going to any of the parties at Karen's?
I think so.
I do.
Yeah, you were there.
Party. And she
I
had a,
remember you
didn't
being
she have a
there.
yellow
Yeah.
convertible or some hot car? Karen.
VW, wasn't it? Wasn't there
It was
VW?
some
No,
convertible.
I was a little Chevy, I think. I don't
Was
remember.
that right? Yeah.
I don't
None
remember.
of the rest of us had cars, so it seemed like a hot car.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I thought it was the Bonneville.
No,
I thought so too, because she'd say,
No,
Mom's
no.
gonna pick us up in the Bonneville. She never said, she never said pick us
Right.
up.
That
It
was
was
That was her
Blanford.
mom's car, wasn't it?
that was her mom's car.
Her mom's car was the mom.
That was her mother's
Oh,
car,
yeah,
in Bonneville,
I
yeah.
can hear that. I know, that's what Joy said.
What was her mom?
Mom's gonna pick us up in the Bonneville.
Mrs.
There you
Because I
go.
didn't know what a Bonneville was.
Yes.
So
I
Becky,
remember
you
the-
say it's real hot out there in Texas.
Yes,
Where you are.
It's a hot-
Nancy, you too?
yes. it's
And you're on the
hot.
other side.
No, I'm down south of it.
She's
Wow.
south of me. It's 104 here and to be 108 tomorrow.
Oh,
That's
dear.
the temperature, not
Wow.
Oh,
the
It was
index.
102 an hour ago here.
Is it
Ah.
humid there?
Oh, my gosh.
You have a lot of
Incredible.
humidity?
Oh,
No
yeah,
humidity.
lots of it, lots of it.
We don't have
And no
humidity.
rain, no rain. We're dry as bones.
We finally got some rain this week,
Yeah.
yesterday.
Have you had
yeah,
any rain?
yesterday was nice.
Becky?
It was just a soft
No,
rain.
we haven't had any rain and it's been 30 days of 100 plus.
Do you have
Oh,
humidity
yeah.
there? Is it
Right
humid?
now, we don't,
No.
but we're hoping and praying that it's not like 2011,
Yep.
because it was 90 days of 100 plus.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
my
God.
God.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So-
You all better come out here. You can sleep in tents in the
Oh,
backyard.
right, right. That's what I say. When you had 70, that's lovely.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's hard when you get up and it's 80. I mean,
Oh.
that's, you know, you go out and the neighbors have chickens, so I go out and feed the bread over the fence for the chickens and come right back in.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
It's
here
too
it's,
hot.
here it's 94 and the humidity is 80%. And I
Mm.
just don't even go outside when it's like
Right.
that. You walk
No.
out the door and it just hits you in the face.
Where are
Right.
you, Barb?
Outside of Knoxville.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
I
It's
lived
hot
in
all over.
Phoenix for 10 years and I love Phoenix. And I mean, they're like you're saying, Jane, it's 104 there. My son lives there. But
With
there's
no
no
humidity.
humidity, so it's
Right.
not bad at all. I mean, you don't go out in the middle of the day, of course, but
Yeah.
I always tell people that you can go out in the morning and sit on your patio, have your coffee, and about 10:30, it's time to go inside. And then when it gets dark, you know, it's gets cold in the desert at night. And so
Yeah,
9 o'clock, when the sun goes down, you go out on your patio again and have your glass of wine and watch the stars and stuff.
Nice.
And you stay inside just like we do every place else.
Yeah.
We don't have to mow our lawns out there. We just rake our rocks. So
Yeah, that is nice.
Well, that sounded very
That's
romantic, Barb.
what, raking rocks sounds
No,
really
no, having your coffee in the morning, and having your wine at night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So Jimmy Hoke, what's it like out there in Washington, East
It's
Washington?
about, mid-70s.
That's nice.
And it's supposed to be 90 by the end of next week, but
Did you get the rain
it's
stop,
great
Jim?
weather. I mean, it's been the greatest weather we've had in
Yeah.
years.
Great.
Rain, everything. Everything's green.
Good music this time,
Nice.
yeah. Good music.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, love the music.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's summertime, summertime. I hadn't heard that song forever.
I know.
Yeah.
And every
Let's
single
leave
word
it
is
alone.
there.
It's
Have
stuck in
have
your
any of
head.
you guys seen the new Elvis movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh,
What's your
Yeah.
opinion, Nancy? Yeah,
I loved it. I
all
thought,
the reviews I've heard have been wonderful, yeah.
and that actor, he should get an Academy Award.
Oh,
He
really?
was-
Did
he
a
was-
fabulous
he was
Plays Elvis.
Wonderful. He was
Yes.
wonderful. And
He
Dwayne
did a
saw the
fab-
movie twice.
It
Oh,
surpassed
really?
Top
Elvis
Gun.
is his favorite.
It
Well, I
surpassed
highly
Top Gun,
recommend
Nancy,
it.
last week at the box office, number one movie in the United States, maybe the world.
really?
Mhm.
Wow.
Past Top
I
Gun.
highly
Elvis in it.
recommend it.
Yeah.
And I liked Elvis. I wasn't a big Elvis fan, but
Yeah.
he had a
Was
lot
good.
more going for him than you really knew about, you know. He really was
There's,
musically
Nancy,
inclined.
there are several good documentaries too on the life of Elvis Presley.
Okay.
Again, having a lot of time, I watch a lot of documentaries, and I
Uh-huh.
recommended that movie, and everybody I recommended it to said it was wonderful.
Yes, it is.
Really?
And Tom Hanks did a great
Oh.
job. He was the
He was great.
and you know that was all just makeup. He
I
did
know.
not gain the weight for that movie. They did
I
that all
thought
with
I
makeup.
thought he had gained the weight. He,
Uh-uh. I
I
looked it
think
up.
he should have an Academy Award or something too. I think he
Well,
did.
he's a
great
good
job.
actor.
Yeah, he's just good. He's good, but oh,
He's a good human being too, Tom Hanks.
Oh, yes,
He
he
is.
is.
And
Mhm.
Nancy, correct me if I'm wrong, the young Australian kid is 16 years old? That played Elvis when he was young?
Oh, I don't know.
I think I read an article about that. This kid
Oh,
is
might have been.
a candidate for an Academy Award too, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I didn't know.
oh, he
No,
was
I
so
need to
good.
look that
Yeah,
up.
young Aussie, yeah.
He might be.
Yeah.
Well then, Jim, I guess the next time you do the music, let's get some Elvis in there.
There you go.
I'll tell
I
you the
really
first,
recommend everybody go see it.
Okay.
the first,
Put it down.
I remember ever buying, but actually, I think we got them for Christmas. We got some kind of a record player and that would play 45s. And we got this whole set of RCA records, 45 RPM, and a bunch of it was Elvis.
Yeah.
Don't Be Cruel and Hound Dog and all these
Now,
at the very beginning.
Love Me Tender.
Yeah, Love Me Tender. So
That was his very first movie, wasn't it? Love Me
this-
Tender.
Yes, I think so.
Blue Christmas.
Jailhouse Rock.
Jimmy may know this, but the story about Hound Dog was an old blues singer, Jim, is that right?
Who? Oh,
An
yeah,
old black blues singer did Hound Dog originally.
yeah.
That's one of the things I think we did on one of the blues things.
It was
Somebody did.
a movie, a woman in Memphis because she was
Yeah.
part of the
Oh,
memphis.
yeah, yeah.
There you go.
What about
Memphis.
BB King? It
He
wasn't
was
BB,
in the movie too. It
Yeah.
wasn't real BB
Yeah.
King.
but
Yeah, Elvis got all his start in early gospel. I did not realize that.
Sure did, yeah.
That's
We
where he
just
started,
watched
was
the
the
Buddy
gospel
Holly
in
story.
Memphis.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, he was
One
part
of-
of the $1 Million
Anybody
Quartet.
seen the Buddy
Oh,
Holly
was he?
story recently?
oh, I missed that. Karen, what'd you say?
My husband and I just watched the Buddy Holly story. And
Oh,
we kind of
Awesome,
walked
yeah.
away. We were a little confused because the wife was pregnant when he died, and yet there's no talk about children. At least when I Googled it or whatever. Yeah.
where
So
did you see that?
we
Karen?
had recorded it. It was on TCM, I believe.
Yeah, sure was, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
But
he's
they
from
had a
Lubbock.
whole series. They actually had a whole series. They were doing somebody with Vaughn. I don't know those names as well. And then they did Jerry Lee Lewis,
Really?
show on him. So they were running them. Yeah, they.
Oh,
I
But
watched it.
the plane wreck, Tom, if I remember right, was a Big Bopper, Richie Valens and
oh,
Buddy Holly, is that correct?
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's right.
They were leaving
Yeah.
Iowa in the middle of an ice storm, if I
Yes,
remember
that's
right.
right.
The pilot
That's
didn't
right.
want to fly and they said, go ahead, we got to get somewhere.
Right. There were
And
three of
Somebody
them.
stayed behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was from Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure was.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's where Texas.
That was a good story. That Buddy Holly was a good one.
Yeah.
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 I've seen the press.
Well, Elvis is on my list. I'm still trying to get
Okay,
to see
yeah,
that one.
definitely. And then,
Well, and I tell you what, if you haven't seen Top Gun, you need to see it.
well, now tell us about that real quick.
Oh,
I heard it's
that was awesome. And I'm not a big Tom
Good
Cruise
one.
fan, but and I think it's
was an
better than the
awesome
first one.
movie. That
I
was,
Why
thought-
was it good? Why was it good?
It was just action packed and everybody did a good job. And it was, I don't know, I came out of there just feeling so good and happy. And
I think it's
Oh,
amazing.
great.
I think it's
You can
amazing
take a drug,
now
girl.
that he's now 60.
I'll give you
That
group
young
of 1963 folks some good Top Gun trivia from Top Gun, the first one.
Uh-oh.
okay.
There's a young man that was very young, a Vietnam pilot from Southwest 4th Street in Richmond, Indiana, named Larry Blanford. And Larry, when he came out of the military, went to work for a production company in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And Larry has on his resume, he took a lot of the aerial shots of Top Gun when they were doing the fighter pilot stuff and all that. And then he has a junior assistant down in Atlanta whose name is Jennifer Lakoff. And some of you may
Lakoff?
remember the Lakoff family.
Yeah, I know
Whoa.
Penny
Oh,
Lakoff,
Lakoffs.
yeah.
And she was a golfer at Purdue. and went down to work with Larry. They were actually in LA at that time, and she was a second camera is what they call her, second, whatever it is. But anyway, she did production assisting and that kind of stuff. And then she's now out on her own and married and has a baby. But that's some Richmond trivia for all of them.
Oh my
Well,
God.
that's cool.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
good stuff.
Uh-huh.
I worked with her mom some up at Harrington Hope when I was working up there part-time.
Yep. Yeah.
Kenny.
Great guy. Yeah.
Hey, Tommy,
Who was trying to,
update on the Buddy Holly pregnancy.
it says the news of his death left her catatonic state, unable to digest, and she miscarried soon after.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Wow.
I appreciate hearing that.
Oh.
I mean, knowing it. Yeah.
Mhm,
Awful.
Yeah.
mhm.
It's too
What's
bad.
what's the other actor's name in Top Gun that was in the first one?
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Comer.
Yeah, how did he do?
He did good job.
I've always liked him.
He did good.
Me
Well,
too.
he's got the throat cancer and has that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But he talked with some kind of a mechanism somehow.
Yeah, and he wore a scarf so you couldn't see what was
happening.
going on. And then the one guy, Goose, that died in that, his son then was in the new one.
Oh,
my
really?
gosh.
That's right.
Huh.
Oh, I
Whoa,
didn't know that.
I
Wow.
didn't know that either.
well, that's cool. Huh.
Well,
No, it's,
I are going to see, we don't hardly ever go to the movie, but we're going to see that with Bob and Diane Whistle, Khaleesi, on Monday night. We're going to see
Okay.
it. I mean, it's like the guys want to see it, and boy, we've heard it's good too.
you'll like it, Christine, Diane. You'll like it.
I'm sure I'll like it because I saw all those previews, and that's why I was like, yeah, that I would like that.
There's
I
no
mean, it is-
sleeping. You can't sleep in it.
No, napping.
Yeah.
The big problem is you want to eat your popcorn as fast as that movie goes.
There you go.
It's a fast 2 hours.
Oh, my gosh. it
Yeah,
is.
I heard that. So
Yeah.
we're going-
So has anybody seen everywhere or everything everywhere all at once?
No, never heard of it.
Don't.
No.
Don't.
It's awful, you said?
It's so frenetic. I mean, if you were on the spectrum anywhere, you would be, they had to hospitalize you.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
It's so, I mean, it's crazy.
Out there.
It's basically kung fu on the on hysterics. It's
Is it in the movie or is it on Netflix or what?
it was in the theaters and now it's out on
Oh.
I think it's Netflix now.
Huh.
But you gotta pay $20 to see it.
Wow.
I think I'll miss that.
Jane M won't pay $2.99 to watch
Oh,
it. Good free, we're not watching it.
God bless you, Jane.
Hey, back to Elvis.
Yeah.
There's a play. I don't know that they've ever made it a movie. Called The $1 Million Quartet. $1 Million Quartet was Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis,
Yeah.
Johnny Cash, and
Wow.
Carl Perkins.
Carl.
Wow.
Okay.
Loose weight.
It was during the days when all of them were just starting,
Turned up.
and it takes place at Sun Records.
Oh,
Yeah, and if you ever see the play, it's out there, and a lot of civic theaters and
Yeah.
do it, and it's really gives you some insight about where all these people started.
Huh.
wow.
What's the name?
$1 Million
Million.
Quartet.
$1 Million Quartet. Okay.
Okay. All right, yeah.
Okay, we'll have to keep an
We'll
eye.
put that on our list.
Yeah,
There
definitely.
you go.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna sign off. I'll see you
I need
guys
to
in a
go.
couple of weeks, some of you.
Okay.
Okay?
See you.
Okay, Karen, looking forward to it.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey,
Want to, we can just
Tommy?
turn our audio off.
Where are you, Tommy? Oh, there you moved. Okay.
Corner, man.
So I was just going to ask you and Betsy, what's been happening in Wisconsin?
It's 73 degrees.
Oh,
Sunny,
Nice.
beautiful day. That's it. I mean,
And that's it.
And a couple of times.
What have you been doing?
guys are on the road. Yeah, we drove down to see, we walked 14
yeah,
holes
with Bo.
watching Bo, and it was the most difficult course, let alone to play, but particularly to walk.
It's like San Francisco.
It was ridiculous.
Style, kind of hills on this course. It was really tough.
So we stopped after 14 holes, and home and took a shower and had something to eat and drink.
Well, which course was this?
This was outside of East Moline.
Silvis, Illinois.
Illinois.
John Deere Classics, what it's called, Tom, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a TPC course, apparently.
Yeah,
It was
TPC John Deere. Yeah.
That's right, John Deere.
Okay, John Deere, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we'd been to Ron Mayo's Celebration of Life like a couple weeks earlier, so we had driven all the way to Richmond. So anyway, it's been a lot of on the road.
I guess.
We're gonna go back in 2 weeks.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, so since we've got them since we've got you guys spotlighted at the moment. So we had, we had house guests for 3 weekends in a row. That was kind of a killer.
And the washer broke.
And the washer broke.
Oh, that is a killer.
Hey, well, it was Jane Ann's idea. We had so damn much laundry. And it was
And a pile of it
bedding
like this.
that we were trying to figure out, God, where do we take this? How can we? And she finally told me that there was a laundromat here. And I said, I'm not going to the laundromat.
No.
She said, take it to the cleaners. So I called my cleaner. I says, hey, do you do laundry? And he says, what are you talking about? So anyway, I know this guy. So I took it over there and he was cracking up all this laundry. And he says, you sure you want me to do this? I said, yeah. But Jane Ann made me take her Tide thing to make sure that he
Free
did
and
it.
clear Tide.
Free and clear Tide. He says, that's the only thing we use. But anyway, $95 worth. But anyway,
It's all clean.
So our last house guest, they have an electric car. Okay.
What is it?
An EV.
Is it a Honda?
I think it's a Honda. But get this, you guys. So they started off, they were driving on the 4th of July, Monday, the 4th of July. They left Greenville, South Carolina, and we're going to drive all day to our place. And then the next day they were going to get up. They were supposed to get here at 5. And then the next day they would get up and leave about 9 to head on up to the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. But anyway, so they were doing fine. And I forget where they were, how far they got. But and all of a sudden, because it was real hot, there was no problem with finding what do you call those things?
Recharge
Charging station.
Yeah.
But everyone they went to was out of service because when the people had been charging their cars, and after a while it was so hot that it made them all shut down.
Yeah, they just shut down.
Oh my God.
Have you experienced that at all?
No,
they had not either. They were amazed, and it wasn't just one.
It was everywhere.
It
Everywhere
was
they
every
stopped.
place they stopped, and they almost were gonna be out of luck.
Yeah.
I don't know what charger that would be, but
wow.
We've never had any trouble with the Tesla chargers, but we've been in some hot weather though.
But I thought you were going to say, Tommy, that on holidays, especially in some states, the East and California, you might have to wait in line to charge.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I thought. She just sent me
Never
a
heard of
message.
all the chargers being.
Never heard of
Yeah.
operable.
She sent me a text and said, hey, I'll tell you when we get there, but we run into some very unique and unusual circumstances that we've never had happen before.
Yeah.
And then when they finally got here at 7:30 instead of 5 o'clock, it's a good thing we were grilling steaks. But anyway, so so I didn't know if you guys had ever had that happen.
No.
No, not,
Occasionally you'll see one that's out of service, but that's rare.
Yeah.
Like that, no. I thought you were leading up to say, you've been inundated with visitors and want to know if we could just bypass you this.
Oh, no. Well, we're going to have a big breather and be, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
No, it was just funny.
Tommy, can we bring our laundry though? Would that be-
Oh, yeah.
Now,
We've
yeah.
got it working. Everything's fine. Yeah, everything's good. And I found out they wanted to know if we had a 220 outlet because they wanted to
Yeah.
top off.
No.
Yeah,
And I said, well, we do have one, but I'm not. She wanted to know, have you checked that out yet? I said, I'm not checking that out till you get here because I'm going to need some help to pull that because it's
behind a stove.
It's behind
In
a
the
stove.
back. You guys.
Right.
do that.
Yeah. So but they plugged into just the wall outlet in the garage and got 50 miles out of that.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wow.
So anyway,
You gotta have adapters.
Hours were they plugged in?
they
All
plugged in
night.
as soon as they got here at about, so let's say from 8 p.m. until say like 9 a.m. the next
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
That's about right. You get about 5 miles per hour.
on a regular wall?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
220.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was just a little, I guess that's trivia too. I don't hope I didn't bore you guys with all these EV things.
The laundry story.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah. So
It's-
now,
oh,
Hey,
I have to hang up though. Looking forward to seeing who I can with our little reunion.
All right.
okay, all right.
Christie. Okay.
Thanks. See
You're
you.
gonna miss the best part, Christy, because I'm gonna have Johnny Having tell us what he's been doing. See you in 2 weeks, Christy.
Oh, jeez.
Don't worry about it, just walk away.
Yeah, you can watch it.
Don't
next
worry
week.
about
See
it.
you, Chrissy.
Hey, Tommy.
Well, it's so good to see everybody. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
every time I get the opportunity to drive an electric car, I find out how far that I have to go, and then I turn it down because I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. And I'm not ready to start looking for charging places around the world other than for Tesla. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's a whole new world out there with cars.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
been wandering around all around the Midwest. Now that soccer season's over, don't have to watch the grandkids play soccer anymore. So just
So I have
enjoying
a
the
question.
summer.
I have a question. So if you don't have a Tesla, what if only Tesla cars can use the Tesla charging?
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yes, only
Right now,
Tesla.
So
Yeah,
what
That's gonna
about
be-
the other cars? Do they have their own?
yeah. You
Sure.
have to go. You have to go on your screen to find out where they are on the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
there are a number of other kinds of chargers all over the place that any other car could charge in, but Tesla is going to open theirs up probably sometime later this year.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
I know our Myers store has, I think, 6 Tesla charging stations.
Right.
But I didn't realize you couldn't charge any other kind of car there.
Yeah, I didn't either, but yeah, good to know.
Well, right in Indianapolis right at the Speedway exit, there's a Get-Go gas station there, and it has about 10 of those. And
We were there, yeah.
We've been there.
they're filled up all the time with Teslas. I didn't know that was that many of them around.
There are lots of them.
So Johnny, which car were you primarily when you were driving electric cars? Were they primarily Teslas or what were they?
No, they were Nissan Leafs.
Okay.
They're not as
Yeah.
dependable.
Oh.
And the range,
I just as soon not do that.
You can't.
they're more like a city EV or a commuter where
A
if
commuter.
you have, yeah.
Yeah, it's a commuter car. Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, no, I'll just stay with gasoline for right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
How
too.
much is gasoline? We don't stop for gas, of course, but $6, $5.
Ours is about-
I think
Ours
it's
is 4.
Low fours in Indiana, Tom.
Oh, really?
456, 456 in
Five here.
Pasco.
Yeah. It's under 4 here now. I think I
Yeah.
saw an advertisement the other
That's
day.
going down.
It's like 4:30 for regular.
Yeah.
Tony, that's
Yeah,
what I
it's in the
thought over here,
4:30
4:34,
here.
4:35. Yeah.
In Tennessee, it's in the $4 range.
Still $6 out here.
Yeah, Betsy.
Lucky
Betsy.
you.
Where?
Tommy, I have a question if you would ask Harvey how his trip went to Europe.
3
Yeah,
weeks.
well, I was saving the
3 weeks.
best to last.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
Ari,
was hard.
you're on, buddy.
All right, so we did have a pretty nice trip. We flew to Amsterdam, and there was this thing, I think TK mentioned it last week. I watched the video, or last month. We had a thing called Floriade, which was a garden, kind of an exposition. Different countries put on their own. It's kind of like a mini World's Fair where different countries would put on different stuff around gardens. It wasn't as floral as I thought it was going to be. My wife Rosie likes her gardens, so it was kind of the centerpiece of part of this trip. And it was more about sustainability and different techniques than it was so much floral stuff. But we did go outside of Amsterdam. They have this place where they sell all the flowers to virtually every place in the world. And it was really cool watching that. They get all the flowers from all over the world that come in there, and then they send them out all over the world themselves, and doing all the tulips and stuff around there. So it was a pretty fascinating day. But so we spent about 4 days in around Amsterdam. We were on a riverboat into Belgium and back, and first time I ever did a riverboat thing, and it was nice. And then we took a train to Paris, spent the last 5 days in Paris.
nice.
It was overall a pretty good trip, and
Tough duty, man.
Sounds awesome, Mark. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people traveling now, and
Oh, yeah.
nobody, I mean, we still are, kind of wear masks and are pretty careful still out here. Nobody, Paris, Amsterdam and stuff like that, and nobody's wearing them. So every once in a while, another California tourist maybe, but it was good. And, it's always good to get home too. So,
Oh, yeah.
ways, right? So nice trip though.
We did a river cruise from Amsterdam down to Budapest. And I really like that river cruising. It's really nice. The ships are nice. And of course they're smaller than, the great big ships. And it was real casual and, kind of slow going. And it was really a lot of fun. I'd do that again and again.
Yeah, they stop, someplace every day, and you get different little so forth. So
usually plenty to eat and drink.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to stop, actually.
So Harv, did you have any issues with flying into Amsterdam? I've been reading some really tough.
Or flying out.
Yeah, we lucked out. There were certainly stories of people, 5 hours. Do everything and longer. It took us a while to get through passport control kind of deal, and the ride we had arranged to pick us up, left without us, but some of the usual hassles of traveling, but we lucked out. We didn't have it bad. Some other people did, but and they said get out to the airport, way like 5 hours before the flight. They wanted people out at the airport. We actually took the train from there to Paris, so we didn't fly out of there. We only flew in there.
Good.
How was that train ride?
That was nice. It was a fast train, so I don't know, maybe less than 3 hours from.
Oh, good. Wow. Okay.
Man.
Nice way to do it.
So what all did you do in Paris? We love Paris. So what did you do?
Paris.
Well, it's hard not to love it, right? I mean, it's architecturally so incredible.
Oh, exactly.
We didn't do all the traditional museums this time because it's been a while, but we've done some of that and a lot of walking around. Rosie has some distant cousins. So they took us out to Giverny where we had never been, Monet's place.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a wonderful day. And so spending time with these people, did go to a museum or two, did a lot of good eating. I mean, I like doing that stuff and plans ahead of time about places to eat. And,
And Harv, did you find some good pastry shops?
Yeah, pastries.
Tom and Betsy know my love for that kind of stuff. So yeah, and I definitely
Yeah.
tracked down a couple of places, and
I'm sure.
All right.
They're hard to walk by.
they're everywhere, really, right? And chocolate and all that stuff. So
And good wine.
good wine, chocolate,
Good wine.
everything like that. So it's a little tough to, behave yourself around the dinner table at those places.
It's a one-off. It's a one-off, Harvey. Come on.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
So,
Indulge.
Yeah, that was good.
so Harvey, was that your first time to do a river cruise?
Yeah, first river cruise.
Okay. Now I know Nancy Best hates them.
Really?
I don't think so. I've done two.
You love them?
I do. I do.
Yeah, I do
And the
too.
one I really want to do is the Danube. I've heard really good things about that one.
There's one to Switzerland, and I want to do that.
That's what I did. Switzerland to where'd I go? Amsterdam.
Oh yeah.
And I did Prague. And then I did Prague to Paris. Prague is a beautiful city. If you've
Oh,
read
yeah.
it.
Really?
Yes, it was never bombed. So it's very
Really?
pristine. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, every place was interesting where we stopped, and I think like RVers, cruisers are generally really nice people and friendly, and everybody, they're sitting with people you never knew before, and it's just a really relaxing, wonderful way to see the world.
And there aren't that many people on them, right?
No, there's not.
Is it
We
like
only have about 80 people on this
Wow.
trip. So I think it could have been 150, but because they're still pretty careful about COVID,
Right.
they had less people, and
Okay.
you took your temperature every day, or when you came back from on the boat after being off for a day, they asked people to wear masks in the common areas and take your mask off for dinner. So they were pretty careful.
What cruise line did you use?
AMA, AMA.
Yeah,
It's similar to Viking and a couple of these others.
exactly.
What did
I've
you
been
do,
on
Nancy?
Viking.
You
I
on
did
Viking?
Viking.
That's what
Diane likes Alma, and she says it's really good. So I'm glad to hear you.
They did a nice job.
Good.
Barbara,
I was on Viking also, and I thought it was wonderful.
I love Viking. I love Vikings Ocean too.
Oh, I haven't been on their ocean.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Now, Nancy, where did you go on that cruise?
I did the Mediterranean and the Holy Lands and ended up in Rome. That was about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And then I just did one, the only one in America that they've done, was in April from Vancouver, Canada, down to San Diego, down the west coast. And it was good. But
Spending money down
the
there.
thing about their ocean, they don't have any more than 1,000 people. Nobody under 18 years old. So you never have children.
No children, no.
No children. And, wine and beer at lunch and dinner, always, no extra charge. And, and they're nice restaurants. They have 2 on board, and they don't charge extra money for those. And the service and food is on this one in California, I call it a cafeteria, the buffet, which is every night. They had fresh shrimp and fresh crab legs every night.
Wow.
That's hard to beat that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that sounds great.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Well, we've done cruises twice. The first one was a nightmare, and I know I've told you guys about that where we got stuck in Alaska. But the other one was we started in Rome, ended in Venice. But we've just never liked ocean cruises. But we just keep hearing everybody who's ever done a river cruise, they say, "Oh, you've got to do it. You've got to do it."
Oh yeah.
So
you need to do a river cruise.
We're getting.
It's more relaxing too, and
yes.
And there's a lot less people,
Right.
Yeah.
And you get the same benefits of the beer and the wine at the meals, and their food is good, and they stop every day, and the tours into town are all included.
Wow. Yeah, right. Right.
So you really can't beat it. It's the
Yeah.
price.
Well, we got to really know the staff too.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah, because it's a small.
because it's so small. And since it was our first river cruise, I had taken several tubes of lipstick and hand lotion and stuff to give to the maids and the ladies
That's a
around.
cool idea.
And they really appreciated
Yeah.
that. That was fun. And we met the chef, of course, you know, like Nancy, you know, he's always around. And we
Right,
met and we had
right.
talked to him like every night before dinner and stuff. And we were there over our anniversary. I don't remember what one it was, but and they turned the lights down after dinner and sang, and all the
Nice.
hosts and waiters and waitresses march in with cake or whatever. And the chef had carried ours, and he brought it over and put it in front of me, and he said, "I made that special just for you." And that kind of thing is
No, they do a good.
is what you get on a river cruise, you know, that kind of personal
It's more-
friendliness and attention that you can't have on one of those cruises that has 4,000
Thousands of
people on them.
Yeah.
Nightmare,
Right.
nightmare.
That's too big. I don't do those anymore.
No, I
When I
don't like
went
that
on,
either. We've
don't like
gone
big-
on Holland America quite a few times, and of course, there
When
are
I
no
went on a
kids on
cruise
that
to
either. We like that.
What'd you say, Gene?
When I went on a cruise to Alaska one night, they had the lights turned down and the staff came through with baked Alaskas. You know how they're
Yeah.
playing.
Baked
That was
Alaska.
cool. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, it's 4:20, and so Jane Ann and I need to get ready to go to a wedding. I
Reception.
think it's just a reception. This young lady is the daughter of a close friend and business associate of mine. And she married a young man from Sweden. And she ended up meeting him when she was going to school over there. So I think she's in the process of finishing a doctorate now. But anyway, she got married over there, and they're finally, I guess, back here with her husband's family. And I don't think they're going to go through a wedding
No, it's
thing
just a
again, but it's
party.
just a big reception.
Party. Fun.
That'll
Oh,
be
nice.
interesting. Yeah, but
Nice.
before we sign off, we never got to Vicky. Vicky, do you have any final words for us?
No, I don't. I've been really quiet because for a couple of hours ago, I had went into a swarm of bees and got stung 5 times.
Oh, no.
So I came in right away and took Benadryl because I don't have good reactions normally to that. So I have like swollen arms and they're hot and I'm on Benadryl, which kind of puts me under anyway.
Well, are you going to have somebody kind of watch out for you? Sandy, you keep an eye on her.
What I had to do, my
Yeah.
neighbor never hears me cuss, and she said all of a sudden she heard this somebody say "damn," kept going, and I went over. Well, the bees had gotten in my T-shirt, so I got.
Oh, gosh. Oh, no.
I got in a plant. I got behind a plant on my front porch and had to take my T-shirt off.
Oh, that's cute.
He was kind of walking in front of me while I walked to the garage because I wasn't going to put the T-shirt back on.
Yes. Hey, Tom,
Yeah.
I might mention that while some of them from out of town in this area are in Richmond, the museum uptown has a Jeanette display back. I believe it's in where we had our reunion a few years ago in
Yes.
that back new building. I
Yes.
think they have their new display on the Jeanette records, all the history of that.
You know what? I'll tell you what, I just looked that up because it had been here at the
here.
Historical Society thing, and we were going to go. In fact, I sent a message to Susie asking her if she would want to go with us, and then I looked it up and it's gone.
It's gone.
So I'm glad to know. So it's back in Richmond.
Well,
It's
this
in
is
Richmond.
kind of a
Yeah.
permanent display that will be here. The Jeanettes are actually my cousins, so I stay in touch a lot with that. And they anyway, it's a permanent thing. It's not going to be moving around. But
Okay.
But is it, Vicky, is it in that back building?
I think so.
I think so. And then too, if they haven't seen the Veterans Park, we get new additions to it all the time too.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
So,
Okay.
well, I don't know what, keep that in mind, you guys, when we are meeting on Monday. By the way, Vicky, are you sure you're going to be able to fix lunch on Monday?
I'll be fine.
Okay, because she's fixing lunch Monday.
But just let me know, Vicky, because.
Jean, did you get the word on that?
Last I heard, you were gonna let us know what time, and we were meeting at the Old Richmond Inn.
Well, we're not going to meet at the Old Richmond Inn because they're renovating.
Oh, okay.
And so we're meeting in Vicky's, but Vicky will get in touch with you and tell you how to find her house.
Okay.
I don't know her
Close,
number.
Jean, it's real close to my house. It's just over the hill.
Yep.
It's been to my house, so.
What's the address and I'll find it.
Okay, it's 2601 Chancery, CHNCERY Lane. It's right off of L Street in the newer part of Meadow Park.
You're gonna hit that, and then the next street is Westminster, so it's.
Okay, what time? Still 11:30?
What time do you want us, Vicky? 11:30, 11:45?
It doesn't matter. Between 11 and 12, 11:30 and 12 is fine.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Because I have to pick up Jane. Christy left, but I can't imagine. Jane goes to Richmond every year and stays with her brother. And she stays for 2 or 3 weeks, but she never rents a car.
Oh my gosh.
No, because she has too many friends that take her from everywhere.
Yeah, so she says, well, can you pick me up? I said, what? Okay.
Hey, now you're involved.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, this has been great for
Have a
us.
good weekend.
Yeah, have
Thanks.
a good one.
Okay, have a good one, everybody. Enjoy
right.
your luncheon.
See you in Richmond.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Johnny, you're coming, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll see you.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Okay. In meeting world.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till you. Hey, Barb, be sure you get on now. This was great having you.
Yeah, it was great to talk to all of you. I'll
Yeah,
be
try-
there next time.
Try to remember every time because it was great having you on.
Oh,
Really
thanks.
Okay, I'm going to end the meeting and I will end it for all and just get Jerry to help you. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna.
Okay,
Okay.
that works. Yeah.
Okay, it was really, I'm so glad that you got on today. It was
Thanks. Me
fantastic.
too.
Okay,
Good to see you.
yeah, great to see you.